All right, welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely pumped you're here with us today because we're about to put a magnifying glass over one of the most fascinating and honestly kind of sneaky psychological traps in the working world today. We're unpacking the paradox of the golden handcuffs. It's this wild phenomenon that almost everyone goes through, but literally nobody notices it happening in real time. You know the drill, right? We grind, we climb the corporate ladder, we finally secure that bigger paycheck, and we just assume it's going to instantly translate into this easy breezy life. But does it? Well, today we're going to look really closely at the data and the deep psychology behind why earning more money often makes it feel like you actually have way less.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Part 1, the 6-month trap. Where exactly does the raise go? This is the core of the paradox, and man, it's an incredibly relatable problem. So, let's look at the timeline. Picture this. It's day 1. The promotion finally comes through. And let's be real, it feels absolutely incredible. You've been recognized, your hard work is validated, and hey, your paycheck is officially bigger. You get this massive surge of financial momentum. But then, we fast forward just a little bit. We hit month 6, and suddenly, the whole reality just completely flips. That surplus, that extra breathing room you felt on day 1, it feels like the money has literally just vanished. You're bringing home a higher salary, sure, but somehow your bank account at the end of the month looks suspiciously identical to how it looked before you ever even got promoted.
So I really want you to ask yourself this right now. Where does the money actually go? Seriously, think about it. It didn't just vanish into thin air. Nobody stole it. It went somewhere. And that's the exact question that sparks our entire investigation today. To figure out where those vanishing funds went, we really have to look at the silent, almost invisible behaviors that follow a raise.
Which brings us to part 2, the cost of normal and unconscious lifestyle upgrades. Let's break down exactly how that extra income manages to slip right through our fingers.
The source material lays this out perfectly. Getting a higher salary almost always triggers a very specific sequence of events. It's kind of like a domino effect. First, you might think to yourself, hey, I make more now, I definitely deserve a nicer apartment. So boom, you upgrade your lease. Then maybe that car you've been driving suddenly feels a little too, let's say, vintage for your fancy new title. So you get a newer ride with a slightly higher monthly payment. And finally, and honestly, this is probably the most insidious one, comes the convenience spending. You're ordering takeout a bit more often. You grab an Uber instead of walking. You start buying the expensive pre-chopped veggies at the grocery store. Look, none of these things are inherently bad at all, but they are the exact specific lifestyle upgrades that just naturally seem to follow a higher salary.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the actual mathematical breakdown. When you add up that slightly nicer apartment, the new car payment, and those little daily conveniences, you're looking at an extra $800 a month in lifestyle upgrades. $800. On a month-to-month basis, it might just feel like the cost of enjoying your new success. You justify it because, well, you've got the larger paycheck to cover it now, right?
But wait, check this out. That little monthly creep, it rapidly accelerates into a truly staggering number. That $800 a month snowballs into nearly $10,000 a year. Just let that sink in. 10 grand of your brand new hard-earned raise is just instantly wiped out, swallowed up completely by these little upgrades that you casually integrated into your life over a mere 6-month period.
And here's where we really need to slow down for a second, because this right here is the deep psychological weight of the whole paradox. The truly strange part about all of this, most people do not consciously choose it. I mean, you don't sit down at a spreadsheet on the afternoon of your promotion and intentionally plot out, how can I waste an extra $10,000 this year, right? Actually, it's not an active, deliberate choice to just blow everything you just gained. It's an entirely unconscious trap.
The source material actually defines this incredibly well. They call it adjusting to normal. Basically, you aren't making active, malicious choices to sabotage your own wealth. Not at all. You're just adjusting your spending to match what everyone around you considers normal. Because when you move up the ladder, your peer group usually changes too. Suddenly, the definition of a normal lunch, a normal car, or a normal neighborhood just shifts. And without even realizing you're doing it, you just conform to this brand new baseline.
So, how do we fix it? Let's move to part 3, the true rule of wealth, and how to finally escape those golden handcuffs.
And this concept brilliantly illustrates the ultimate frustrating reality of the whole situation. On the one hand, sure, over time your income rises. You're definitely making more money than you were, say, 5 years ago. But on the other hand, your actual financial freedom stays exactly the same because your lifestyle upgraded at the exact same pace as your paycheck, your margin, that crucial gap between what you earn and what you actually need to survive, hasn't grown a single inch. It's like you're running faster and faster on a treadmill, but you're staying in the exact same place.
Which leaves us with this absolute
definitive rule. Wealth isn't built by bigger paychecks alone. It's built when expenses grow slower than income. Seriously, if you take nothing else away from this explainer today, let it be that. A promotion is a tool, guys. It's not a finish line. The only way you actually get to experience the freedom of a higher salary is if you forcefully manage that gap, making absolutely sure your lifestyle upgrades happen way, way slower than your income raises. So, I want you to look at your own life right now. Honestly ask yourself, are your expenses growing slower than your income? Give that some serious thought the next time you look at your paycheck. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. And hey, be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into financial psychology.